Hello everybody, and welcome to my playthrough of Hollow Knight. This is not going to be a blind Let's Play. I actually just yesterday 112%ed this, and it's not even going to be a still soul run. I might do that on stream in the future, but I thought, since I've played this game and experienced pretty much everything it has to offer, uh, I'll play it again and see if my opinion changes in a casual second playthrough. In Wilds Beyond, they speak for name with reverence and regret, for none could tame our savage souls, yet you the challenge met. Under Palace Watch you taught we changed, base instincts were redeemed. A world you gave to bug and beasts as we had never dreamed. Now, I will say, if you have not played this game yet, I would highly recommend playing it on your own before watching anything. I pretty much played my first playthrough until I was around 70% completion. Pretty much spoiler free, other than the MatPat video, which the MatPat video, well, he has some interesting opinions that if you took MatPat more seriously might really confuse you with interpretation. But I wanted to do something other than chess that I knew I would enjoy and just see how it does on the channel. And obviously, the reactions aren't going to be new or anything, as I've seen all of this before. And I think in some ways it kind of helps streamline things, because one problem whenever I'm trying to watch people play this game is that if they've never played a game like this before, some bosses that could take a person who's like into the soul genre like maybe 10 to 20 minutes. I know some bosses took me like 3 to 4 hours my first playthrough, and I think at a certain point it stops being enjoyable to watch, especially if a person's commentary on it stops being great at a certain point. And I'm not going to be rushing through the game or anything too. For the first part, I'm going to go to Hornet, and then we'll go from there. If possible, getting the speedrun achievement for 100% in less than 20 hours, I think could be achievable, even if I am smelling the roses a little bit. But yeah, if you haven't played this game for yourself, stop watching this video and come back after you've played it all, as I think this is a game that you will enjoy far more the less you know. And I don't want to hype it up too much, because I think everybody's experience is going to be a little bit different. I know I got some people on the chess server into it, and I hope that they liked it. I know that a kid prodigy, or I would describe them as a prodigy, that I talked to in like the chess servers. They're like a teen. Like youngish teen, they really took a liking to the game, and I think they at first were kind of skeptical, because this game, if you just look at the starting area, you might be a little bit misled on what it's going to be like, I feel like. Whereas once you experience the game, I feel like the first area might actually give you the wrong impression of the game, to be perfectly frank. Because the first area, while it is cool and I think a good introduction, the game's actually a lot more colorful than you might initially think from the dreary first areas. Now, we did collect our first charm, Fury of the Fallen. It is a pretty good charm if you can use it. Me, personally, I'm not really good at handling the low HP situations, so we're more likely than not going to be ignoring the fact that we have it, but it is good. Maps are also useful to collect just for percents. I don't really need a map to get through this game at this point, but they are useful from a completion point of view regardless. So are things like the Wayward Compass. This tutorial area is pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I actually realized pretty quickly that I could pogo on spikes. Some people, it takes them up till Fungal Waste to realize that they can pogo down. And I mean, the game kind of soft teaches you there, but me, I was like with it from the start. I know people play in older patches for quick falls, but we're not going to be too worried about that. And of course, we are going to talk to Elder Bug, because how could we not? Howdy. Let me talk to you. Ho there, traveler. I'm afraid there's only me left to offer welcome. Our town's fallen quite, you see. The other residents, they've all disappeared, headed down that well, one by one, into the caverns below. Used to be there was a great kingdom beneath our town. It's long fell to ruin, yet it still draws folks into its depths. Wealth, glory, enlightenment. That darkness seems to promise all things. I'm sure you two seek for dreams down there. Well, watch out, it's the sickly air that fills the place. Creatures turn mad and travelers are robbed from their memories. Perhaps dreams aren't such great things after all. So it's very interesting that in this game, dreams are almost a bad thing. Because the creatures, and we're going to go into spoiler territory. So far, I've been pretty general, just in case there's somebody who's been watching that shouldn't be. But the game's been pretty, it kind of beats around the bush at first, that, like, these are animated corpses, and this is, like, spoiler territory, that are being animated by a life force that we later come to know as the Radiance. So, this is Squirrel. Hello there! How delightful to meet another traveler on these forgotten roads. You're a short one, but you've got a strong look about you. I'm a Quirrell. I have something of an obsession with uncharted places. This ancient kingdom holds many fascinating mysteries, and one of the most intriguing of them is standing right before us. A great stone egg lying in the corpse of an ancient kingdom. And this egg, is it warm? It certainly gives off a unique air. Can it be opened? There are strange markings all over it, like the one that matches my head for some reason. I do so love a mystery, and who knows what other marvels lie even deeper below us. I know, Coral, this is my second playthrough. For so long I've felt drawn here, so many tales full of wonders and horrors. No longer could I resist, I just had to see it for myself. And what a time to arrive, this dead world has sprung to life. The creatures are riled up, and the earth rumbles, the air's thick. I wonder what could have brought this all about. So, in the second playthrough, we know that it's the egg, the opening cutscene. The radiance is starting to leak out from THK, which is why there's a sickly air. Though, on the first playthrough, it is a mystery. And the two people that you first meet, more likely than not, other than Elder Bug, are going to be Quirrell and, who's the other one? Cornifer. How could I forget good old Cornifer? And they both have a curiosity about this place. Though the curiosity with Quirrell, as we'll come to find out later, is more the lost memories that were being talked about earlier in the game. Whereas Cornifer, I don't think he has been here before. I think this is his first time traveling the world of Hollowness. Which I am going to drop by to talk to Quirrell real quick, and then we're going to head back up, and I think I'm going to fight Moloch early. Hello there. Come down to explore these beautiful old ruins. Don't mind me. I have a fondness for exploring myself. Getting lost and finding your way again is a pleasure like no other. We're exquisitely lucky, you and I. I'm a cartographer by trade, and I'm working on mapping this area right now. Would you like to buy a copy of my work so far? We are going to. Mainly for the percent. I don't actually care about the map. He's telling us about his wife Zelda. Oh, she's selling in Dirtmouth all sorts of wonderful things to a traveler like yourself. She'll even sell my old maps from time to time. I pop back to see her whenever I finish mapping an area. She's always so excited to see me. Oh, and we'll have him introduce himself. Yep, he's just saying that he's Cornifer, and that he left his siblings behind very quickly, the moment he was hatched, because of his fondness for exploring, more or less. I'll read some dialogue. I'm not going to read every little thing since I've read it before. I'd recommend watching somebody's first playthrough if that's what we're looking for. I mean, I'm going to read some of the stuff just because I find it interesting. Like, Elder Bug is obviously, the MVP. We're always down to waste time talking to him, but, Cornifer is very useful, especially the first playthrough. He's, like, your favorite character by default because he helps you figure out where we're going. His humming is iconic, of course. Always a little bit scary doing that without Claw, but not too hard. This is also, like, the one area where the game, I think, explicitly tells you, like, hey, bud, you can look down. Which, pretty nice. I mean, I could die here. I'm definitely not the best at Moloch, especially having nothing, but we'll give it at least one try. Well, there goes our blue hearts. He's actually got a lot of HP whenever you don't have any health. And I've kind of gotten accustomed to Quick Slash, because I'm like, man, I am definitely hitting kind of slow. Which, like, we're not, just by the way. I mean, our speed is fine, but it does feel slow whenever you've gotten so used to having Quick Slash. And I think we kind of take for granted, especially once you start playing Coliseum, that, like, some of the bosses are kind of hard whenever you can't just brute force your way against them. This was the first boss in the game that I think I fought. Now, I didn't fight this guy before False Knight, but I think I fought this guy before I had Dash, because I figured out I could pogo. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad. I took a lot of damage there, but I mean, I wasn't necessarily trying to be super careful. That's our first Mass Shard. And that just saves us some time later on. It's actually probably slower doing it like this, because the fight takes longer if you have less damage, but it's fine. We're not going to be super... I'll worry about grubs later. No need to worry about it too much right now. And I already have all the geo I need for right now, but I'm still going to collect it. My first charm is actually... Well, my first charm is Fury of the Fallen, but my first charm I'm going to buy is probably going to be... what is it? Gathering Swarm. I like Gathering Swarm a lot. It just saves you a lot of time early game. And I mean, I could have put on Fury of the Fallen just in case earlier, but I kind of don't want to waste time. No need to go in there yet, really. Yeah, I'm not gonna get quick kill on these, kind of sad, but 'tis what it is. But yeah, the game gives you more than enough money early game. I might want to get that Mass Shard early too. I guess it depends on whether or not the fly will cooperate with me. Yeah, it's not going to. Okay, we'll worry about it later. Also, not having a steady body is kind of sad. Knockback has not existed in a hot minute of me playing. Which, the knockback is not bad, and I actually think it makes the combat more compelling than what you have with steady body, but it definitely... Steady body makes things so much more streamlined. And I don't even remember where you get steady body. That's the real kicker. I think Salubra and friends are down here. I could be wrong, but I think they are. Oh, okay. I'll go down here. Are they down here? Yeah, I think they are. And we're just doing this to get Sly, a quick Sly. Because Sly is our secret to Gathering Swarms. And if we have enough money, we'll get that before, Okay, I mean, I'm taking actually a lot of bad damage here, but you know, neither. Okay, I probably shouldn't even focus on healing. Yeah, focusing on healing was a pretty bad misplay. Could have cost me if I was not a little bit better at the game. We're probably not going to be able to get Gathering Swarm, though, now that I think about it, because I'd love to get it before False Night, but that stag's going to cost me 50 Geo. And if these guys dropped Geo, we'd be hard chilling, but... I mean, I guess we can just make sure to kill some enemies. I guess that's the play. We could also save a grub, I guess, too. Yeah, that could be a place, saving the grub. So this is where Sly is. He's going to tell us about He's going to tell us about who he is, and also Oro, Nato, and Shio, which are the Nelsmiths. A lot of people don't pick up on that their first playthrough, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't either. Now, I did watch somebody who did, but they were taking, like, extensive notes, like, for every single interaction they had. So I feel like them getting it was, like, not as impressive because of that. It's not like, they just remembered out of the blue. They were like, wait, I recognize that name. Let me check my notes. And yeah, they were right to check their notes. But it's like, okay, bud. We get it. Actually, I know where I can get an easy 50 Geo. Yeah, I know. Okay. So we'll unlock that stag. I'll come back to it. I'm going to save this grub now because I could easily forget about this location later on. And that's probably enough Geo for our purpose, realistically, because I could probably get 10 Geo, like, within 10 seconds. But I might get a little bit more, honestly. So we're going to hit this switch to open the shortcut. That's also how you get into Crystal Peaks later in the game, but we don't have access to it till a little bit early on. Not early on, till later on. And then I'm gonna save the scrub up here. That's where I'm gonna get the rest of the Geo. I have enough Geo, but I mean, I'm already here. Might as well. Now, the knockback is a little bit useful whenever you don't have dash, and you need to, like, escape an enemy's hitbox very quickly. Yeah, these guys aren't that hard, and they're, like, around 50 Geo. I think that was, like, closer to 45, but, you know, close enough, really. I wonder if the quill counts as a percent. It might, honestly. But seeing, like, what Cornifer's map looks like without any supplies, I guess would be interesting, too. But I'm gonna go down. I'm just gonna get Gathering Swarm. And, yeah, if you're interested, you can read somebody else listening to the stag. Basically, he's just saying that it's been forever since somebody has, you know, took a pillage on one of these, which is, like, you know, pretty fair, considering apparently most of the things that we're interacting with are corpses. Also, waste of a hill, but, you know, neither here nor there. So we're gonna go to Sly. We'll talk to Elderbug. Oh, what a turn! Our shopkeeper's come home, just wandered back in. I'd hoped for grand tales of his time below, but he seems to remember almost nothing. Maybe it was all too much for him. If you're interested in his wares, watch out, he drives a hard bargain, that one. No competition, that's the problem. It's bad for the market, not that he's complaining. Ain't that the truth? Monopolies suck, Elderbug. Yeah, he's not gonna give us a discount, unfortunately. Oh, it's 300. I thought it was like 220 is the Wayward Compass. Usually I would buy the Wayward Compass first, but no, I no longer really need the Wayward Compass, so I didn't really think about it. That being said, 20 geo is nothing. We'll get that easy. We'll get that, like, right here. Told ya. But we're gonna be poor again. That's the only unfortunate thing. And actually, you know, I said we'd go to Hornet, but I think that since I've kind of dilly-daddled a little bit, False Knight is going to be a good spot to stop. But we'll buy Gathering Swarm. And we have Draenachus, so I guess we'll put on Gathering Swarm and Fury of the Fallen, because we don't really have any reason not to put it on. It's not like it detracts or anything. I mean, we're not going to be using its effect more likely than not, but, like, you know. In a pinch, I guess it could be helpful. But yeah, we'll end this part after we fight False. No, not fight False Knight. I think the perfect place to end. No, yeah, we'll do it after we fight False Knight, because I think the Shaman hard checkpoint CO2 to their spot. Which, if I would be guaranteed a warp back to Dirtmouth at the end, it would make a lot of sense to just do the Shaman's stuff before ending, but since that's not a guarantee, I don't see any reason to, it could be, I just don't think it is. So we're gonna hold off. Also, hopefully money's not gonna be a problem for us. I mean, I'm not gonna be trying to intentionally speedrun this one. I'll probably try to 100% the game and still soul at some point. Yeah, okay, we gotta go up now. I was watching my friend Fibromerker play the game, and it was funny watching him struggle on the first boss. And I'm gonna be scared if he's struggling on False Knight, because the bosses ain't getting any... Well, okay, I think Hornet's easier than False Knight because you have Soul for healing. But other than Hornet, the bosses aren't getting any easier. Man, you can tell I'm sweating. I'm holding up to attack this guy. Like, what do I think I am? Do I think I'm a speedrunner or something? I mean, like, come on, let's be serious. It's not like I know the tricks to do this quickly. Ooh, gotta be a little bit careful. I mean, not that this boss fight's really all that challenging once you got it down. Especially after you've, like, had Felled Champion, like, kill you, like, 20,000 times. This boss seems like a joke, honestly. The only thing that scares me is since I'm used to Felled Champion, his movement seems slow, so, like, sometimes my dodging's completely off. And also, like, I want to Abyss Shriek here, even though I can't. Yeah, so the perfect spot to end is actually going to be, we'll end right where the Shaman Stone, it's not Shaman Stone, the Shaman Lady is. And we'll grab City Crest. My first playthrough, I actually went through, Deepness before I made it to City of Tears. But I think we're going to do more traditional pathing for the Let's Play. So 200. We'll activate the shortcut now. I mean, we'll activate it now or later anyway, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna sit on this bench. And yeah, I think that ends part 1. Let me see how long this was. I'm aiming for like 30 to 40 minutes, I think, for a part. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit short, but I mean, seeing as this is the first part, I think running a little bit short is probably a little bit better than running a little bit long. And I'm also curious to see how well this is gonna be received. are you Hollow Knight fans interested in seeing a new Hollow Knight fan play his second playthrough? Maybe my opinions will be different for this. But it's not second playthrough, it's like my third playthrough, but it's like my second true casual playthrough. So it'll be interesting to see if my opinions are different this time. Also, I hope the audio hasn't been peaking too much. I know I need to figure out what microphone to use. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button for more Hollow Knight. And yeah, I'm definitely interested in doing this series, even if like it doesn't pick up. I mean, I still kind of want to do it just for myself, because I really want to see if a second playthrough, if I see some of the cracks in the game, because having just completed 112% for the first time, my review of the game, if I were to make one, would be overwhelmingly positive. Alright, anyway, till part 2, I'll see you guys later. Peace.